it's Jackie. So I just wanted to do, I guess I'm going to put this in my basics series for my little makeup basics 101 type of deal series. This is just a brush video. This is going to be kind of brush basics, like what you should have in your kit, what kind of brushes. I mean, it's a little overwhelming when you go into a store and there's 100 different types of brushes. They're all different sizes. There's synthetic, there's animal hair, there's, you know, there's just so much to choose from, and it's hard to figure out, you know, especially when you can't touch or feel a brush if it's in a package or something. It's hard to really figure out if it's a good brush or not, and really once you use it you really figure it out. So I'm just going to show you my favorite brushes. I think you're going to be surprised because I do have some high-end brushes that I do really like, don't get me wrong, and there is actually one that I'm going to recommend for powder that is a high-end brush, but a lot of these are drugstore brushes, and I think you'll be surprised. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. There are I've got a bunch of EcoTools brushes, first of all, that I'm going to talk about. EcoTools, you can find them basically in any drugstore. You can find them as singular brushes. They also sell them as kits. And I am in love with these brushes. Okay, so the first kit I bought from EcoTools was their starter set. Now this is, I'm looking on their website, this is $13 and it came with, well, 4 brushes and then like, well, this isn't it, but then like an eyeshadow and, you know, comb combo and eye brush, whatever. And the starter set came with this nice big fluffy brush. I use this, you can use this either for powder or contouring, or blush really. When I contour it, I just squeeze, or when I use it to contour, I just squeeze the brush like this to pick up some product, and it just gives me a really nice even contour and blend, I feel. So you get this brush with it, and this is all for 13 bucks. So you get this guy, you're gonna get 2, well, what I guess they could be concealer brushes, and none of these brushes are actually labeled, but I'm just going to tell you what I use these brushes for. These 2 guys, these I guess could be concealer brushes, but I use these, and you can see this one I use for black eyeshadow. I use these for eyeshadow brushes. I find that they, you know, go on really well, especially how these are like really flat and tapered. I find that these end up being really nice crease brushes if I want to get, you know, something packed right into that crease. These can also, they're so finely tapered that they can also double and do a little bit of line work with shadow underneath your eyes, like if you wanted to wet your brush or anything. So these are also 2 good brushes that come in that. And then this is something that I use every single day almost. This is just, this is the last brush that comes in that pack, and this is what I use to do my gel eyeliner. This is just a little angled brush. As you can see, it's very thin. I find that I have a lot of control over this. The bristles are soft, but, you know, firm at the same time. I find like I get a really nice line. It picks up a nice amount of product. It's really easy to, I just use a little oil-free cleansing cloth when I'm done every time, just to wipe off the, you know, gel eyeliner because it's waterproof, and that's, you know, all I do. So that's a really great set. You're getting 4 brushes plus, you know, an eyebrow. I use this all the time. I'll spray a little bit of mascara onto, I'll spray a little bit of hairspray onto this little brush part and just use it to kind of keep my brows in place. I find that that helps out a lot. I don't really use the comb too much, but love that set. Another set that I really love from EcoTools is, what's it called? It's their Flawless Face Set, and this one is $15, and this also comes with, well, you get 5 brushes, and they're all functioning brushes, so you don't have like a little eyebrow brush in there. And this is supposed to be like a travel size set, and really I don't use any of the brushes for what they say to use them for. So this is what they're calling their full powder brush. Okay, and I think this works really well. Okay, so these are their two little brushes that come in here. I don't know what this one's called because it's like worn off, but I will use either one of these for contouring and blush. I tend to use this one a little more for contouring because it's a little bit of a, you know, more densely packed brush. This one has more tapered, you know, bristles at the end, and it's a little bit fluffier. So this one I find works a little bit better for blush. So if you get this, you're getting a contour and a blush brush. This I use all the time. This is what they call their buffing concealer brush, and this is really good if you want to set your under eye concealer ever with a light setting powder, or what I mainly use this for is to contour my nose. I find that it's the perfect shape to get a little bit of bronzer on, and it just contours my nose up really nice, and I really dig that. So this is what they're calling their precision foundation brush, and again I tend to use this as like to set my under eyes more than anything. You know, it's just got kind of long bristles. It's a little bit too long for an eyeshadow brush, but it's really not, you know, I mean, look at how much of your face it covers. It's not really gonna be a good brush to put your foundation on with, but I like it for other things, so you know, you don't always have to do what the brush tells you to do, girls. And this little guy, says it's a flat concealer brush, and what do I use this for? Is eyeshadow. I find it packs it on really nice. I can smudge it out. Again, this one's tapered enough where you could do the line underneath, so I really like this brush. Another brush that I have from Eco Tools that I love, and this is a good little multi-function brush as well. This, what do they call this? The Sharpen and Smudge Duo Brush, and it's called that because if you pull off this edge, you've got a pencil sharpener, which, as you can see, I've never used. I've had the same sharpener for like 15 years, and it works fine for me. So this is really nice because if you can see, this is a really small brush head with a really nice fine tapered point. It's not super flexible, blah, 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 but this makes an excellent crease brush. You can get right into there with a really dark color, draw the smallest line. Also underneath, it can smudge your liner out underneath too. So this is also a really good multi-purpose brush. Okay, I picked up like the most awesome brush the other day, and if you watched my obsessions from Friday, you will see this brush. This is from Target, and this cost $2.99 or $2.29 something. It was so cheap, and it is just such a nice eyeshadow brush. It's so nice and tapered. The bristles are really densely packed. Like, it's got a good amount of, you know, fur on the bristles, and it's so soft, and it's a perfect size to, you know, just pack on the shadow right on my lid. I love this, and it's such an inexpensive brand, inexpensive brush, and this is just the Target Up and Up brand, so just the generic. I've heard there are some other Target brushes that are good, so I like this one. It's worth enough to try the line, girls. I'm sure if you're watching any of my videos, you've heard me talk about this brush. This is usually what I put my foundation on with. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and this is by Samantha Chapman. And you can get this at Ulta. This is about I don't know how much it is, girls, but you know, it's not a super expensive brush. I think it's more on the affordable side. It is so perfect for foundation. These bristles are nice and short, so it's dense. They don't push down, but they do give a little bit, so you're not hurting your face or anything. This is super duper soft. It has a nice wide area to put your foundation on with, and I really find that it does a good job of blending your foundation out. It gives you a really nice airbrush look. But I do want to mention that not every foundation that I have can be applied with a brush. Some foundations that I have leave terrible brush strokes, and I know it's not the brush's fault because the brush is good, but you know, some foundations are just a little bizarre. So I also love this from Real Techniques again. This is their version of the Beauty Blender dupe. And this is so nice. It's $6. You wet it before you use it, squeeze it out so it's a little bit damp when you use it. This puts your makeup on so flawlessly, and I feel like this is so great too for beginners. If you're one of those people that's like, okay, I have an eyeshadow brush, but putting your foundation on with a brush, I mean, it seemed foreign to me too when I first started doing it. But this is so nice. It has like the most perfect application. The nice thing about this is you get, you know, it's even all over your skin. I feel like I get a really even finish. I like how, you know, I feel like it makes my skin look airbrushed. It does a really nice job of blending out. I like this really nice wide surface area that you have. You know, it's flat right here, so you can really, you know, and that's a big area of your face that you're covering. So I find that it's really quick to do your makeup with. Loving that. Okay, I have two high-end brushes that I'm going to show you that I use. This I got in the Sephora airbrush kit, and I think I paid $60 for the whole kit, and I may have gotten 8 brushes, I think. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. But this is their airbrush powder brush, and I love this brush. As you can see, it's super duper soft. It's very fluffy, so I feel like when I'm putting my powder on, I can get a really nice light touch without getting, you know, a ton of, you know, without putting a ton of product, because when you're doing a setting powder, you only want a light dusting on it. You know, you don't want to look like you have a matted layer of powder on your face. So I feel like this does a really nice job. It's really super soft. I really highly recommend that one. And this is a little brush from Tarte actually, and I've seen these types of brushes. I'm showing it more for the type than the brand per se. This is a teeny tiny little brush, and what would you use this for? I use this all the time when I'm doing shadow as liner under my eyes, especially getting this wet. I feel like it's just like the perfect little brush. I dip it in, I get it a little bit damp, I go like this with it to get the excess water off, I pick up some eyeshadow with it, and then I'll put it right under my eyes, and I feel like this is just the perfect little tip to do it with. I love this brush. So in case, you know, you don't have any brushes and you want to start a little collection, then those are my recommendations for, you know, kind of what you want to begin with. Did I get makeup on my face? All right. So for, you know, just, I mean, most of these, you can get the majority of these brushes. You can get those 2 kits for under 30 bucks, and that's 10 brushes right there. And honestly, I could probably get rid of the rest of these brushes and just do what I, you know, do mostly with the EcoTools brush. If I had the EcoTools brush kits and this little, you know, blender sponge, I think I would be set to go. So just a little, you know, brush video for you girls, trying to let you know you don't have to spend big bucks for brushes, girls. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.